Good evening and welcome to the 2018 Georgia 4-H Congress Leadership Banquet. Tonight, we recognize and honor the service and dedication of passionate individuals who have provided leadership to the Georgia 4-H program and have led outstanding leadership projects across our state. We will also induct the 2018-2019 State Board of Directors who were elected at State Council last month. On behalf of the Georgia 4-H Board of Directors, welcome to the 2018 Leadership Banquet. We hope you all enjoy your evening. Angel?
Thank you, Erica. Across this banquet hall, I see new friends, old friends, outstanding agents, local extension personnel, and volunteers, as well as many special guests who have supported us throughout the year. To introduce these special guests is Dr. Sue Chapman, Associate State 4-H Leader. Dr. Chapman.
Thank you. It's an exciting time to be a Georgia 4-H'er. Do you agree? Absolutely. I'm excited, particularly for today, because there are so many outstanding leaders that have joined us this evening for dinner. And I want to extend a special welcome to our project judges who have joined us. They'll have to go to work when we finish this banquet tonight. And I've seen their bios and I've read their credentials, and I can tell you we have some very impressive judges who are definitely leaders in their field as well. It's my pleasure to introduce to you the head table and our Georgia 4-H Advisory Committee members. I will ask the individuals to stand as I call their name. And audience, if you will hold your applause until I'm finished with the head table, then I'll give you a sign to welcome them at that point. But I will start to my right, your left, at the far end of the table, with Michael Reeves. Michael is our volunteer advisor to the Georgia State 4-H Board of Directors and a member of Advisory Committee. Seated next to Michael is Andrea Scarrow, who is the incoming Southwest District Extension Director. Evie Woodward. Evie is our state representative to the Georgia 4-H Board of Directors from Coffee County. Dr. Laura Griffith is treasurer of the Georgia Association of County Agriculture Agents. Cheryl Popple is the Toombs County Extension Coordinator and the immediate past president of the Georgia Association of Extension 4-H Agents. Next is Diane Vaughn, who serves as chair of the Georgia 4-H Foundation Board of Trustees. Dr. Lori Bledsoe is the Northwest District Program Development Coordinator. Cody Whitlock. Cody is the Northwest representative to the Georgia 4-H Board of Directors, and he is from Coweta County. Janet Hollingsworth is also part of our administration. She is the Southeast District Extension Director. And seated next to Janet is Melinda Miller, Southwest District Program Development Coordinator. Bobby Smith. Bobby is the new Northeast District Extension Director. I'm glad you could join us this year. Erica Lloyd, you've already met. She's our state representative to the Georgia 4-H Board of Directors from Ben Hill County. Jonathan Barrett is a new face on our state staff. He is the executive director of the Georgia 4-H Foundation. And Jason Dukes. Jason is a Brantley County alumnus, and he is also the sponsor for our Leadership in Action program. And of course, you all know Mr. Art Smith, who is our 4-H state leader and director of 4-H, and Angel Austin, who's been leading us this evening already, vice president to the Georgia State Board of Directors, and she's from Ben Hill County as well. I'll just continue down from this side of the podium to Bronson Champion, state representative to the Board of Directors from Chattooga County. Dr. Laura Perry Johnson, Associate Dean for Extension in the College of Agricultural and Environmental Sciences. Commissioner Gary Black, Georgia Department of Agriculture. Thank you for joining us this evening. Mason McClintock. Mason is the president of our Georgia 4-H Board of Directors, and he's from Bacon County. Seated next to him is his program development coordinator, Leanna Deal, Southeast District. Donovan Nelson is our Northeast District representative to the 4-H Board of Directors, and he is from Morgan County. Next is Dr. Mike Martin, the Director of County Operations for Extension. Melanie Byersmith. Melanie is representing Epsilon Sigma Phi. She is the first vice president for that organization, and she is also the newly appointed Associate State 4-H Leader for Facilities and Residential Programs. Thank you, Melanie. Lindsay Kate Steedley is the Southwest representative for the Board of Directors, and she is from Clinch County. Denise Everson is representing the Georgia Extension Association of Family and Consumer Sciences as president of that organization, and she's also our Northeast District Program Development Coordinator for Family and Consumer Sciences. Jenna Williams-Black chairs our advisory committee this year. Thank you, Jenna. And then Al Parker, who is the Northeast District Program Development Coordinator. And Heather Kulick, representing the Association of Natural Resource Extension Professionals, and she's an agricultural natural resources agent in Forsyth County. Sheldon Hammond is the Northwest District Extension Director. And on the end is Zach Hollick, who is our Southeast representative for the 4-H Board of Directors, and he is from Chatham County. Let's welcome these folks to our dinner this evening. Thank you. There are several members of our Georgia 4-H Advisory Committee. These are volunteers who help us determine how to conduct our programs, what things are needed throughout the state, and serve us well in a lot of different capacities. And several of them are here tonight. I introduced some at the head table, but these folks are out in the audience, and I will just ask that you stand when I call your name and remain standing. And again, audience will hold our applause until everyone has been introduced. And this is a long list, so I'm going to go through this fairly quickly. Katie Comer-Ashley with American Red Cross and sponsor of our State 4-H Board of Directors. Melanie Baer with the University of Georgia College of Education. Ellie Baldwin, East Jackson Elementary. Hal Beaver with the Georgia Association of Elementary School Principals. Lydia Black, who's a 4-H alumna and former leadership counselor. And by the way, she's the wife of Commissioner Black. Thomas Carter with the Georgia Development Authority. Richard Tuning, who wears several hats tonight, but he is the director for Georgia 4-H at Camp Jekyll. Dot Kofer, University of Georgia Extension Retiree Association. Brianna Corsi is with us from the College of Agricultural and Environmental Sciences. She is the Director of Student and Employer Engagement. Gail Cutler is here from Georgia Electric Membership Corporation. Priscilla Doster is a retired Assistant School Superintendent from Monroe County. Sharon Dowdy is a Public Relations Coordinator with our college. Misty Friedman, School Nutrition Director with the Georgia Department of Agriculture. Jerry Gilliland, Ben Hill County Extension. Charles Hall, who is the President and CEO of Association Services Group and the incoming chair of the advisory group. Matt Hammonds, who is also part of our center staff. He is at Rock Eagle and serves as the Environmental Education Coordinator. Woody Hughes is here at our partner institution, Fort Valley State University, and he is the 4-H Youth Program Leader at that institution. Sage Medlin with the J.W. Fanning Institute for Leadership Development. Megan Mitchell, who is currently serving as an intern in my office. Martha Morris, Chatham County volunteer. Chris Nowicki with Gulf Airstream. Cheryl Popple, I introduced at the head table earlier. And Michael Reeves, I introduced earlier. Sophia Rodriguez is a Liberty County 4-H'er and also is the 2018 Legacy Award honoree, serves on our advisory group. Casey Rogers, East Jackson Elementary, and also does a lot of work with our 4-H summer camping program. Susan Stewart, who's a sponsor of our state officers and conducts the National 4-H Congress for us. Brittany Teets, Extension Coordinator from Rockdale County. Tanya Woody, who's a 4-H alumna and former leadership counselor, and she's actually chairing Twilight on the Lake. If you don't know what that is, ask her about it. And Susan Yearwood, who is our Stevens County 4-H agent. So if those, any of the others of you at the head table who are members of the advisory committee, please stand and let's give this group of leaders a big round of applause. Thank you, advisors, for your hard work, your passion for youth development, and your commitment to our organization. I also want to extend a special welcome to a new partner that we formed in the last couple of years, and that is our folks from Mercer University Medical School. Dr. Gary Dent and Chris Scoggins are here, and they are accompanying the Honorable Matt Hatchett, who represents Georgia House of Representatives District 150 and is the Majority Caucus Chair. Thank you all for joining us this evening. And finally, I want to acknowledge the contributions of a very special individual who passed earlier this summer, Miles Drummond. Maya Angelou once said, "My mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive, and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style." If you've been involved in Georgia 4-H for any length of time, the odds are that you've had the opportunity to meet Mr. Miles Drummond. Mr. Miles most recently served as the 4-H AmeriCorps member in Tift County. He provided leadership in all of our favorite 4-H programs. While fighting a long, hard battle with cancer, he continued to give his all to his work, and most importantly, to his 4-H'ers. He was a true example to all of us of what courage, passion, and love look like. And Miles began his 4-H career, just like many of you, as a 5th grader, and through countless 4-H experiences like the Food Product Development Contest, Cotton Bowl and Consumer Judging, and Project Achievement, he grew into a very successful person who truly bled green. And yes, Miles did receive the highest honor in Georgia 4-H by becoming a Master 4-H'er. And he shared that knowledge with others around him, coaching multiple teams to success at the national level. In the many years that he served, his leadership has influenced thousands of youth throughout Georgia 4-H. Mr. Miles truly dedicated his life to making the best better. Although Mr. Miles has passed, the connections he created with 4-H and the leaders all across the state will continue to make a positive contribution to the communities around us. Miles' memory challenges us to find our passion, our compassion, our humor, and our style. My favorite leadership quote is from Donald McGannon, and he says, "Leadership is action, not position." While Miles and many of these other folks that I've introduced you to may hold positions of influence throughout our state, their actions speak much louder to their true leadership. So thank you, leaders, for your many contributions to Georgia 4-H. Angel?
Thank you, Dr. Chapman, and welcome to all of our guests. We appreciate the contributions you have made to Georgia 4-H, and thank you for making this wonderful program possible. The Georgia 4-H program holds 5 core values as paramount in the planning and development of our activities. One of these is leadership. Tonight, we recognize the individuals who have developed their leadership skills, built upon their 4-H success, and shared their experiences with others. Mr. Arch Smith, State 4-H leader, will will recognize several outstanding 4-H honorees. Mr. Arch.
Thank you, Angel, and thank you, Dr. Chapman, for that tribute to Miles Drummond, and what a great leader he was, and the influence that he had on so many young people, and we're so appreciative for that, the work that he did. But we're also appreciative of the great work that all our 4-H leaders across the state do, whether they be paid staff or volunteer staff or whatever they do to support 4-H. We are grateful for their leadership. But tonight we're also going to honor some of our leadership. You know, the summer camping program in Georgia is the best in the nation. We know that, and we're very proud of that. But it takes a lot of people to make our summer camping program a success. And this evening we want to recognize our summer leadership counselors. All of these young people have been in our summer camping program as camp counselors for at least 3 years, and some for 4 summers. And I'd like for them to stand and as I introduce you, and then remain standing, and we'll give them a round of applause and thank them for their hard work this past summer. At Camp Jekyll, Michael Ashley from Walton County was our leadership captain there. At Fortson 4-H Center, Trevor Barker from Bleckley County was the lead counselor, the crew chief of the race team over there at Fortson. Madison Rivers from Henry County led our program at Wauseega, kind of known as Mama Bear at Wauseega. Not with us tonight is our lead counselor, captain from Burton, Hope Zimmerman, who is from Lowndes County. At Rock Eagle, we had a great crew as well. Our head Miko and the leader of all our counselors at Rock Eagle this summer was Mr. Cody Norris from Heard County, and he also led the major interest program for us. Saray Mapp from Baldwin County was our Cloverleaf Adventures program coordinator in Miko. Emily Waller from Barrow County was our special interest coordinator. Carly Sanders from Jefferson County was our sports and recreation Miko and led our sports and recreation program. From Oconee County, Jared Daniel was our waterfront coordinator. These people have done a great job this summer in leading the program aspect of camp at Rock Eagle. But then there's also our tribal Mikos who lead become kind of the personnel managers, if you will, in our program. From Union County was Sage Royston, who was a Cherokee Miko. Jordan James was her partner this summer. From Liberty County as a Cherokee Miko also. The Muskogee Mikos were Emma Garrison, also from Union County, and Jack Jelk from Gwinnett County. He could not, there he is. I didn't see you, Jack. Good to see you here this evening. And our Shawnee Mikos, Mackenzie Worse from Clark County, and Ezra Hall from Bartow County. These young people gave a tremendous summer to leading our summer camping program, and I think you'll always see these young people's names in leadership roles in future years, maybe not only within 4-H, but in many other walks of life. So join me in thanking these young people for their great work this summer. So the summer camping program is just one small part, not a small part, but a major part. But it's not all we do at our 4-H centers across the year. The 4-H centers serve over 100,000 young people and adults throughout the year. The summer camping program is about 10,000 of those 100,000 young people or guests that visit our centers. And many of you end up at Rock Eagle and the other centers for other things throughout the year. And there's a great staff of people, nearly 100 full-time people who are joined by over 200 part-time people that work at the centers throughout the year to keep them successful. I want to introduce, to begin with, those at the faculty level who help with our centers. Melanie Byersmith, who has already been introduced, was recently named the Associate State 4-H Leader for facilities in the residential programs, including the environmental education program and our summer camping program. Mr. Charlie Worst is in the audience. Charlie, why don't you stand? Our Camping and Natural Resources Coordinator. Charlie has been with us a number of years now and does a tremendous job working with our summer camping program. In his right hand throughout each summer for several years now has been a young lady named Casey Rogers, and she is also a member of our advisory committee. Casey has told us that due to some promotions within the Jackson County school system, that this was her last summer working with us. And so if you will, join me in thanking Casey and Charlie for their tremendous efforts. On a day-to-day basis, though, outside of the summer and throughout the summer as well, our leadership at our 4-H centers are second to none and the best in the country. And we'd like to introduce those that have joined us. Not all of them were able to be with us. Last summer, when we met in August, we have a leadership management retreat for our 4-H centers. And there are 34 people or positions that are invited to that retreat each year. And last August, 17 of those 34 people were in their job for the first time. And so it takes strong leaders to keep those 17 new people trained. And tonight we'd like to introduce our newest center director at Fortson 4-H Center, Mr. Sean Botzel. Sean came to us from this state south of us that has a good 4-H program, but not nearly as good as one we have. But we are excited to have Sean, and I don't know that Melanie, we've ever hired anybody who was more excited to be in Georgia than Sean. And so, Sean, we're glad to have you with us. You can hold your applause, but I certainly did want to give Sean a little recognition there and, throw a little mud at him on the Florida thing. So from also working at Fortson, our environmental education coordinator there is Miss Jessica Semino. And this past summer, Sean just showed up last week, so we had to have an interim director, and Ellie Baldwin filled in for us, a longtime 4-H'er camp counselor and school teacher in Henry County, now moving to Jackson County to teach herself. And we appreciate Ellie's presence this summer to help us at Fortson. At Jekyll Island, Camp Jekyll on Jekyll Island, Richard Tuning is our 4-H center director. The environmental education coordinator there is Miss Lauren Niche Kushner. And Richard and Lauren have put together a great team at Jekyll, and wonderful things are happening there. Our new center director at Wausaga is Mr. David Weber. David is no stranger to our 4-H centers. He'd been at the environmental education coordinator at Burton 4-H Center for 11 and a half years. He and his family just moved to Wausaga this past spring, and David's doing a great job, and we're glad to have him there. At Rock Eagle, our center director is Miss Terry Camp, and she leads a team of nearly 50 full-time people and a lot of part-time people. The environmental education coordinator at Rock Eagle is Mr. Matt Hammonds, and our head of our maintenance department at Rock Eagle is Mr. Johnny Parker. And we're glad to have all these people with us. And if you'll join me in thanking them for their work throughout the year. So I'm going to divert from what's in the program for just a moment. I began work with the Georgia Extension Service on March 1st of 1985. And I had the opportunity for the last 33 plus years to work with a young lady who started to work the same day I did. And Miss Judy Ashley has joined us this evening. And this past end of May, I think it was, Judy, or whenever it was this past spring, decided to hang up her 4-H emblem and go home. And I said at another event one time that she outran me to the finish line. But she's been a great colleague, a great friend, was a 4-H agent in Cobb County and Morgan County, and worked as a county coordinator in Walton County. And Judy, we want to ask you to come forward for just a moment. And Miss Mandy Marable has a little something to present to you, to say thank you to you for the tremendous work and effort that you gave to Extension for the past 33 plus years. So would you join me in thanking Judy? Thank you. That was her son, by the way. I had the great privilege a few years after I started to work in Carroll County. In the fall of 1987, I interviewed for a job to be, at that time, what was called the coordinator of Rock Eagle 4-H Center. A man named Don Cowan, who was Associate State 4-H leader in the similar position that Melanie will begin working in, told me when he offered me the job in a hotel in downtown Atlanta at Extension Conference in late November. He said, "I've just hired a lady that I think will make all the difference in the world in the work at Rock Eagle 4-H Center." So a couple of weeks later, I went to Fall Forum, and I had the opportunity. I needed something to be done for me to take this job as coordinator at Rock Eagle. And I met a lady that day that was working in the office named Terry Camp. And she was hired to be the accounts receivable manager. And Don's comment that she would one day mean a lot to Rock Eagle was a lot bigger than I ever thought it might have been. Terry served as the accounts receivable manager for a number of years. Then she began handling all the bookings. She knew who was coming, when they were coming, where they were going. She later became the area coordinator responsible for food service and housekeeping and all the administrative functions of Rock Eagle. And then later, when I became state 4-H leader, she stepped in and began to be the director of Rock Eagle 4-H Center. She was on the ground when we developed a program that we call REMUS, which is a Rock Eagle Management Information System that's used at all the 4-H centers in the state. She still has the original cost analysis thing that we worked on together. She pulled out the sheet just a few days ago and showed it to somebody. I understand that on July 1st of this year, the University of Georgia finally got to where they can do a cost analysis for us, but we had to have something 30 years ago. She has a great financial mind. She has a great mind for detail, but most of all, she has dedicated the last nearly 32 years to the success of Rock Eagle 4-H Center. And she told me a few weeks ago, well, actually a couple of weeks ago, as we were talking one afternoon, she said, "Well, I'm going to the pageant tonight. It'll be my last pageant." She has told us that she plans to retire next spring, and she will be the last of the old guard, if you will, at Rock Eagle 4-H Center. So Terry, if you will, join us right up here for just a moment, and Miss Melanie Bearsmith has a little something to present to you too. Please join me in thanking Terry. You're welcome. I think Sue said it so well a minute ago that leadership is not about position, but it's about action. And people like Judy and Terry have acted superbly for many years in support of Georgia 4-H program, and we say a special thank you to both of you. Leadership is the cornerstone of the 4-H program as well, and tonight we highlight the leadership of 8 of our senior 4-H members as demonstrated through their coordination of service projects in their local communities. These young people have worked diligently to improve their communities, submitted applications covering their project work, and interviewed at district and now a state competition earlier today. Their work is inspiring, and a description of each of their projects is included in your program at your table. However, we thought you should hear directly from these finalists about their projects, so please turn your attention to the screens.
Hello, my name is Ria Chabla, and I'm a 4-H'er from Hall County. My Leadership in Action project was about road safety and the importance of safe driving habits. Every day, over 1,100 people in the United States get injured or die in car crashes that involve distracted drivers. Road safety is a subject that is very close to my heart since my mother was involved in a car wreck caused by a distracted driver. After her accident, I made it my goal to spread the message of the dangers of distracted driving to as many people as possible.
My name is Caleb Mosley, and I'm from Bleckley County. As a child, I could barely stand still long enough to brush my teeth, and this led into several different cavities and numerous dental health problems that I had later on in life. When I had the opportunity to join in the Leadership in Action project, I identified that this was a very big problem in many communities, and so I decided to develop the Leadership in Action project and the persona of Mighty Mouth. I developed a curriculum for second grade teachers to teach the importance of dental health to small children.
Hello, my name is Riley Elwood, and I'm a 4-H'er from Morgan County. My project for Leadership in Action was a robotics club. Throughout this club, I learned how to teach, lead, and communicate with people of all ages and backgrounds, ranging from the students who were part of the club to the team leaders who assisted me, as well as the adult volunteers. The main accomplishment of this club was the introduction of a new idea to the students.
Hello, my name is Abby Howard from Evans County, and my Leadership in Action project is about providing all 4-H'ers the opportunity to participate in 4-H activities despite potential financial barriers. In my county, over 75% of the population qualifies for free lunch at the public schools. Approximately 40% of youth in my county live at or below the federal poverty level. Buying the essentials is a struggle for most families. I felt that I needed to do something for myself, my family, my friends, my school, and for my county. 4-H is not a want, it is an essential to a developing young person. It provides a family, skill, and leadership like no other club or thing. I have raised close to $5,000 and helped over 600 4-H'ers attend 4-H events and activities for free or greatly reduced at cost.
Hello, My name is Victoria Day, and I'm from Hassan County, and my project is called The Best Little Theater in Town. While addressing the lack of music education in society today, my project educates students and those in our community about how music can positively impact the emotional behavior portion of the brain. Through my project, I learned how to communicate better by interacting with news sources, businesses, and the families that participated in my production, as well as learning how to apply for a grant through the Disney Foundation.
Hello, my name is Alexis Carmichael and I'm a Lowndes County 4-H'er, and my project is recycling. I created a recycling club in my high school in 2016. The importance of sustaining life here on Earth became a vital priority for me. Therefore, incorporating the recycling program at my high school was the first step in taking care of our future generations. I have learned from my project that sometimes people forget about the importance of recycling and also why we recycle.
Hello, I'm Lauren Pike, a 4-H'er from Walker County, and my passion is working to create stable relationships and positive learning environments for younger 4-H'ers. In Walker County, over 1,000 students are actively involved in 4-H each year. However, with each extension employee in our county teaching approximately 23 clubs, it can sometimes be difficult to give each student the attention and time they deserve. To help address this issue, I chose to intern at my local extension office. My project has truly helped to shape my personal beliefs and goals by showing me that I would like to continue my work during and after college by majoring in a communications degree.
Hi, my name is Lily Thibodeau, and I'm a Chattooga County 4-H'er. My Leadership in Action project is very personal to me, along with 43.8 million people a year. In 2016, I attempted suicide and was admitted to Peachford Behavioral Hospital in Atlanta. When I got there, I didn't have clothes for 3 days. There are less than 20 psychiatric facilities in Georgia, and 8 are located in or within 30 minutes of Atlanta, which for me and most others is a 2-hour or more drive. After my experience at Peachford, I vowed to change something, no matter how small. I decided to create Mending Hearts and Minds, both to raise mental health awareness and as a clothing drive. Through the project, I was able to reach over 9,000 people and bring awareness to this issue, while collecting 2,000 clothing items, which were donated to Peachford Behavioral Hospital. Through this project, I was able to assist the healing process of hundreds of patients, along with raising awareness about mental health in everyday society. I'm thankful for Georgia 4-H for giving me the skills to address these issues in my community and a platform to make a difference.
Well, you can see that our Leadership in Action state finalists have truly pledged their hands to larger service for their club, their community, and their world. We're proud of your hard work, and we are delighted to recognize these outstanding young 4-H'ers tonight. This recognition, however, would not be possible without the support and vision of sponsors like Mr. Jason Dukes, who is here at the head table with us, the Hoop and Eleanor Bailey Eberhardt Fund, and Epsilon Sigma Phi. We're pleased to have with us tonight 2 of those sponsors, Mr. Jason Dukes and Ms. Melanie Byersmith, who is the first vice president of Epsilon Sigma Phi. And we're going to ask them if they would to go down to the stage, and when your name, the Leadership in Action recipients or winners' names are called, if you will come up and for a little presentation from Mr. Jason and Miss Melanie. So first of all is Alexa Carmichael from Lowndes County. Rhea Chawla from Hall County. Abby Cowart from Evans County. Victoria Day from Houston County. Riley Elwood from Morgan County. Caleb Mosley from Bleckley County. Lauren Pike from Walker County. And Lily Thibodeau from Chattooga County. Join me in congratulating these young people on their work. Try to get your picture, man. So if the 8 of you will just stay put for just a moment, we'll see who the winners are, okay? Each year, we're proud to offer a number of these young people a $500 grant to help enhance and expand their project back in their county. And this has been made possible through the generous contribution of Mr. Jason Dukes, who has sponsored this program for many years, and he has a fund that provides grants to these young people to go back and work in their communities. And we're grateful to Mr. Jason for his support over the many years, and as we visited with him, he tells us how proud he is to see that young people are making contributions back in their communities today. So thank you, Mr. Dukes. And the 4 grant recipients this year, if you'll just step forward as I call your name, from Chattooga County, Lily Thibodeau, Victoria Day from Houston County, Riley Elwood from Morgan County, and Caleb Mosley from Bleckley County. So So each year we name 2 of these 8 finalists as the Leadership in Action state winners, and they become Master 4-H members as well. And those 2 individuals this year are Lily Thibodeau of Chattooga County and Caleb Mosley of Bleckley County. Congratulations to all of you for the great work that you've done, and we look forward to continuing to see continued great work from all of you. Okay, thank you. As Mr. Marable takes pictures of these winners, before we install our new State 4-H Board of Directors, I would like to acknowledge a couple of family members, our presiding officer tonight, Miss Angel Austin. Some of her family is with us tonight, and we'd like to recognize them. Her mother, Miss Sarah Sandifer, and her aunt, Hope Harmon, are also with us, and we're glad to have y'all in the audience. They came to see Angel perform tonight, so we're glad to have y'all with us. So each year, young people at State 4-H Council elect 9 people to lead them throughout the coming 4-H year. And it's always a great excitement to see who these 9 new officers will be. But tonight, we would like to install those officers, and I'm going to ask Ms. Diane Vaughn, Chair of the Georgia 4-H Foundation, if she will step down and present these officers with their green jackets for the coming year. And I'm going to ask some of our sponsors in the room, Mr. Michael Reeves, Dr. Susan Stewart, Senator and Mrs. John Wilkerson, who are not with us, but they will be with us on Thursday evening to support this project. Tyler and Katie Ashley are with us and support our state officers, and also Brad and Brandy Park, who were not able to be with us tonight, also help support this program throughout the year. So I'm going to ask our state officers, as I call your name, to stand where you are, and Miss Diane and Mr. Michael will put your green jacket on these young people. And we're going to ask you to come to I'm sorry, you need to come up here to the little stage. I get my cue sometimes. So our new president for this year is Mr. John Henry Walker from Cook County, and joining him tonight is Jason and Shanda Walker. If they are staying, as he comes up and gets his jacket. John Henry, we're looking for great things out of you now. Okay. Our new vice president is Andy Martin from Emmanuel County. Joining with him tonight are Ella and Louis Machado, and his county extension agent is in the room, Ms. Jakin Tyson, also, who's helped Andy get to this point. So, Jakin, where are you at? And ask you to stand too. We have 3 state representatives, and from Daugherty County is Tandria Burke, and her family, Tanyan Burke and Alexander Crossley, are with us, and Jasmine Thomas, her 4-H agent, is also with us tonight. Our second state representative is Jordan Daniels from Tift County. Joining him are John and Yvonne Carter, and his agent, Ashley Carroll, is also in the room. We know it's going to be a great year with Jordan because he keeps us in stitches most of the time. Our third state representative is George Moore from Stevens County. With him are his parents, Rod and Betsy Moore, and his siblings, Jackson and Cecilia. And I think he also has some other family members, Rodney and Edna Moore, and Pat Pickett with him this evening. So, George. And Susan Yearwood is also, she's standing up taking a picture too, but his 4-H agent is with us too. We have 4 district representatives on the state board. Andy Elliott from representing the Northeast District is from Jackson County. Her parents, Jackie and Randy Elliott, are with us, and her agent, Allie Merck, is also here this week. Our Northwest District representative is Dawson Babishkin from Henry County, and her mother, Cheryl King, is with us also this evening. And our Southeast District representative is Caleb Mosley from Bleckley County. His parents, Terry and Laurel Mosley, are with us, and also his county extension agent, Brandy McGonigal, is with us also. And our Southwest District representative is Olivia Phillips from Ben Hill County. Joining her are Kevin and Nan Phillips, and her 4-H agent, Jerry Gilliland, is also with us this evening. So we want to congratulate these 9 young people. We look forward to their leadership beginning August the 1st, which is only a few days away. And they're going to be a great group of young people. We've spent some time with them last week in about 4 days in officer training, and they're a great group of young people, very ambitious, and we look forward to your leadership. And John Henry Mason will turn the gavel over to you on Thursday evening, okay? Join me again in congratulating these young people. The Riles Rising Star Award was established upon the retirement of Dr. Bo Riles as State 4-H leader in the year 2009. The goals of the award include recognizing an outstanding 4-H staff member who during their first 5 years of employment has made significant contributions to the success of 4-H. This honoree tonight did not come to Extension straight from college, but she admits that she has found her passion and calling. She may have grown up in the Georgia 4-H, but she didn't enter college with 4-H in her mind as a career choice. Currently, she's pursuing a master's degree. She is fully committed to 4-H and extension work as a career and lifestyle. And those of us that have worked in this program for many years know that it is a lifestyle. She is respected by her peers as a great 4-H agent, and even though she has worked fewer than 3 years, she has been called upon to be a mentor to other 4-H agents. Bibb County Extension Coordinator Carol Kelly says that Carrie Maitland is a dedicated, fun, and empathetic member of the Bibb County Extension staff, and one who understands the benefit of community and collaborations. Carrie, you can start making your way up here, okay? She is willing to support other program areas, whether it's working with master gardeners or designing flyers. She's done all her work with a smile. Her program development coordinator, Dr. Lori Bledsoe, says, when her 4-Hers achieve, she achieves, and she is fun to watch when they do. She makes them behave, and she has high expectations for them, and they strive to reach those expectations because they want to please her. One of her 4-Hers commented that Carrie helped her gain leadership skills and learn how to work with younger youth. Zoe endorsed Carrie's nomination for the Riles Rising Star Award by stating, she has contributed to Bibb County in helping form and boost community service projects in our community. Carrie serves her community as a youth development professional. Her heart for her job will sustain her on the long days that 4-H agents often have. And this excerpt was found on Carrie's Facebook page a few weeks back that exemplifies her passion. And Carrie wrote, this moment today has caused me to stop doing paperwork and enrollment and camp prep and all the 100 other things I need to be doing. This moment brought me to a standstill. This moment took my breath away and brought tears to my eyes. This moment is when a hearing-impaired 4-H'er taught other 4-H'ers sign language. For one moment, everyone in the room forgot about all their differences and the world around them. This moment reminded me why I do what I do. I so needed this moment. And I think all of us that have worked in this program for so many years can express those same comments about those moments that we stop and stand still and realize that what we do is making a real difference. Carrie works to serve others, and we're happy to have her and fortunate to have her representing Georgia 4-H. Please join me in congratulating Carrie Maitland as the 2018 Riles Rising Star Award winner. Okay, Angel.
Congratulations to tonight's leadership honorees. Before this evening concludes, Cody Whitlock, Northwest District Representative from Coweta County, has a few announcements. Cody.
Before my announcements, I ask that all those competing or judging in any projects competing tonight to please stand. This evening, these 4-H'ers will not only provide all entertainment, but they will also be competing in their demonstration portion of Congress. Let's give them a round of applause. We wish you luck this evening. In order for you to prepare tonight, you may quietly leave the banquet hall now. For everyone else, your program has a presentation schedule and a portfolio schedule. You will also find a detailed list with your specific portfolio interview time and location in your program book. Be early. The schedule is tight and you do not want to be late. Please be quiet in the halls as you wait for your interview and presentation session. There will be a leader in the halls to help you find your portfolio room. Please note that A, B, and C locations on Dunwoody Sweep. Our trip to Six Flags tomorrow will be fun. You will need to check in your district table in the ballroom lobby beginning at 4. You can't board the bus until you have checked in. Also, please remember to wear your Congress t-shirt. We will eat when we get to the park. Afterwards, we will enjoy Six Flags and then meet back at the Crystal Pistol at 8:45 for the announcement of winners. For the Tuesday morning breakfast, we will be seated based on our educational tour. Please be on time for breakfast so we can be on time for our tours. If you are an adult tour leader, driver, or chaperone, please stand and proceed to the tour leader meeting in Clamilla. This evening, you are welcome to enjoy the performing arts competition, visit the hospitality suite, or practice your presentation. Please remember to stay quiet in the halls and that you should not be in each other's rooms at any time. Please remember that no 4-Hers are to be in the fitness center during the evening entertainment hours. And finally, Leadership in Action competitors, the Wiles Rising Star honoree, and the newly inducted State Board of Directors, please remain up front for pictures following the program. To adjourn this evening, Northeast District Representative Donovan Nelson from Morgan County will lead us in the 4-H pledge.
Please stand as we honor the program that brings all together to learn and grow. I pledge my
head to clear thinking, my heart to greater loyalty, my hands to larger service, and my health to better living. For my club, my community, my country, and my world!
No, that's not the thing.
So Angel, what you asked me earlier, she's doing public speaking.